Hello there. Hope everyone's having a fantabulous day. Welcome to the step-by-step tutorial on rabbit showmanship. As soon as you are called for showmanship, you're going to want to approach the table with your rabbit held much like I am holding this 100% real, not stuffed rabbit. You guys are going to, I always describe it as kind of holding a football. You guys are going to have their head tucked in your arm, and that will help keep them calm. Fair is very stressful and let's be real, it's stressful to everyone, and especially the animals. So this will help keep the rabbit calm. You're going to hold them with one hand, and you're going to have the hand that you're holding them with supporting the hind feet as well. You want all their feet to be supported as best as possible. Holding them with one hand, and I don't think it matters what hand now. I do believe they changed it so you can hold them with either hand. For the younger kids, I reckon you can get away with supporting them with your other hand. If you're able to hold them with one hand, do so. You're supposed to hold them with one hand, but once again, the judges' two main concerns are safety of the showman and safety of the animal. So for the younger kids that are having a little bit more trouble holding the rabbit and are still kind of learning kind of how to properly do all this, I reckon you guys can get away with holding with two hands. But whenever you're, as soon as you approach the table, be about a step back and wait for the judge to give you some command of placing your rabbit on the table. Maybe place your rabbit on the table, examine your rabbit, maybe place your rabbit on the table, pose your rabbit on the table, something along those lines. As soon as the judge gives you the command, he might give the command to all the showmen at the table at once. He might give it to each of you guys individually, but when it commands you to pose your rabbit on the table, you guys are going to step up to it, of course. You guys are going to set them down just like this, okay? You're going to set them down like this. Take the hand that the rabbit is facing. This rabbit is facing to my left. I'm going to take my left hand and insert it under their stomach. My other hand is going to go under the rump. I'm going to pick up the rabbit so all paws, all their nails are off the table. Most showman tables are carpeted. I think all showman tables are carpeted. So there's a chance that if their paws are dragging, that the nail could get caught and you could possibly rip it out. So when you pick them up, make sure that all their nails are fully off the table. Turn them 90 degrees so they're facing the judge, and set them back down. There are 5 different body types, and each body type has a slightly different rules. It's imperative that you guys know your rabbit, know their body type, know their breed, know their variety, know everything you can about your rabbit and its breed. Because depending on what body type your rabbit is will depend on how it poses. In this instance, this rabbit kind of is going to be posing sort of kind of more of a relaxed state is what I would call it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one hand and kind of hold underneath their chin to kind of get them to stand up. In this case, I don't worry too much about it. And then I'm going to kind of get them, take my hand, start at the shoulders, and kind of work my way back to kind of get him in his proper form. Then, alright, be very methodical in all your steps. There's 6 steps once you get them in the general idea of how they should be posing. You're going to set each paw, alright? So start with the front left, set that paw, then do the hind left, then the front right, and then the hind right. Set each paw. Once again, you'll need to look at the body type and kind of see how those paws should be set. For most breeds, you just want the paws to be parallel with the body. Just have the paws be parallel to the body. Once you set all the paws, you're then going to set the tail. Simply to make sure that the tail is not tucked under them, you want to have the tail pulled out. Don't yank at all. Don't yank, alright? Just be firm but very gentle. So you're just going to make sure that their tail is out. And then you're going to set the ears. For rabbits that have their ears standing up, or erect ears, you're going to kind of just do that. For locked ears, you usually tend to kind of do something along those lines. Kind of just poke them up. For the smaller lop breeds, such as Howland Lop, Mini Lop, the ones that don't have really huge ears, you guys are that's going to want their ears to set just behind their eyes. For English lops, I believe you want their ears to be somewhat presented, sort of like that. Just know your breed, know how they pose, know how things need to be set, and you will do fine. One of the biggest things in terms of knowledge that you can do with your rabbit is just to know your rabbit. Once he's posed, you're going to take a step back, stand at attention, and smile. The judge will make some notes, and eventually he will most likely give you a command to handle your rabbit. You're going to step up, and essentially you're going to undo the steps that you did to set your rabbit down. So I'm going to hold the rabbit in my left hand. So my left hand is going to go under their stomach again. My right hand is going to go under their rump. I'm going to pick them up so all paws are off the table, turn them 90 degrees, and I'm going to set them back down. Now this part is probably one of the most confusing parts in terms of how to do it. I have tried many times to explain it, and a lot of the younger students still kind of struggle with this part. But once again, I'm holding the rabbit with my left hand, so I'm going to reach around like that, okay? Once again, I'm reaching around like that to grab them. I'm going to grab them by my rump. My other hand is going to reach down under the stomach like that, okay? So once again, you reach around like that with the hand that you're going to be holding, and then with the hand that is just going to be hanging at your side, you reach underneath to the stomach like so, okay? One last time, like that, like that. Then you pick them up. Okay, you can take a moment to make sure all their paws are supported, make sure they're fully tucked in, and then take a step back, kind of stand at attention, and smile. Eventually the judge will ask you to pose or possibly even examine your rabbit outright. Whatever he says, you're just going to set the rabbit back down, okay? Just like so. If he asks you to examine your rabbit, you don't have to trim and pose them again. You can just go right from here. And of course, if he asks you to pose your rabbit again, you're going to fully do the 90 degrees and do what we just explained just a few moments ago. In terms of examining, once again, you guys need to be very methodical. Do each step, isolate each step, really take your time with each step, okay? You're not at all rushed. You can take as much time as you need. Just show the judge that you know the steps to showmanship, and really take the time to convince the judge that you truly are examining what you should be. So the first step is the exterior of the ears. For any body part, ears, eyes, legs, that there are at least two of, you're going to start with the one that's closer to the judge. So I'm going to be starting with this ear, and I'm going to pinch at the base and just run my fingers along. Just like so. Luckily this rabbit is 100% real, though it's a little harder for me to do it as compared to any other rabbit. So you're just going to pinch at the base and run along. You only need to do that once, and then you're going to do the other side. Okay? Then you're going to check the interior of the ears, and to do that, you're just going to grab the ears and kind of open them up a little bit, check the inside, check down in their little ear canal, look for ear mites, any other ailments. So we decide closer to the judge once again, and then do it with the other ear. Okay? I'm not going to be quite thorough in my examination. I'm going to be kind of brief with the one closer to my side, just because my goal here is to teach you guys. Just remember to be slow and methodical on each ear, as well as each eye and each leg. Once you're done with the interior of the ears, you guys are going to check the eyes. All you're going to do is you're going to take your index finger and you're just going to hover over their eyes. Be sure not to touch the eye. You don't have to touch your rabbit on this step. You're just going to hover your eye and point at the ear, okay? You're going to do that to both eyes. Once again, starting with the side closer to the judge. Once that happens, you're going to flip the rabbit over. So what you're going to do is you're going to kind of grab the scruff of their neck as well as the base of the ears. Take your other hand and once again, reach around, grab their rump, and in one very fluid, very easy motion, you're going to flip them over just like that. Okay? Once they're like that, you should have them angled sideways. This will allow the judge to more easily see what you're doing. But once they're like this, you're going to first check the nose. The way I do it is I try and keep your arm low. It's kind of, when they decided to make it so that the rabbit should be facing sideways, it did become a little awkward in terms of examining it. But try and keep your arm low like that, and just kind of lightly feel the nose, okay? Once you're done with examining the nose, you're then going to check the teeth, and to do that, on their upper lip they have a little slit there. So you're going to kind of pinch open that spot, and then you're going to pinch down on their chin. And that will allow you to examine the teeth. So once again, they have a little slit right where our cupid's bow is. You're going to kind of pinch back there, and then you're going to pinch down on their chin. And that will allow you to examine their teeth. Once you do that, you're going to kind of check their neck and kind of their upper chest. You're just going to take your index finger, feel their neck, and you can kind of feel their chest a little bit. Once again, take your time and search for any ailments. There you're going to start with checking the front legs. The first thing you're going to do is check to make sure that the front legs are not broken. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the paw with your thumb and index finger just like that. You're going to stretch the leg up, okay? Stretch the leg up as far as it can go. Give that rabbit a good stretch, and you're going to do that with both legs. While you're doing that, also use your thumb to kind of feel their hog, okay? Once you do that, you're going to check their toenails. There are 5 nails on their front legs. On each front leg, there are 4 nails on each hind leg. So you're going to just kind of, once again, take their paw and move back the fur that is covering their nails. Remember, there is a dew claw on the front leg, and you'll need to make sure you check that. Take your time on this step. This is a step that a lot of youth rush, and I do know a few youth who have lost points because they didn't really take their time checking each individual nail. Once again, you're going to do that on both legs, and as always, start on the side closer to the judge. From there, you guys are going to, I always, whenever I explain it, I always explain it like you're giving them a little belly rub. So you're going to start right just beneath their front legs, and you're going to kind of give them a belly rub. Run your hand down. You're going to stretch out their hind legs. Unfortunately, I can't really explain it that or show it to you guys that well with the 100% real rabbit that I am using. But you're going to stretch out their hind legs as you're doing it. When your hand gets to their thighs, you're going to pinch their thighs a little bit to make sure that they are parallel. This will check for any ailments on their stomach, as well as make sure that their hind legs are not broken. Once you give them their belly rub, you're going to then pretty much do the same thing with the front feet. You're going to check their hocks. You don't need to stretch the legs up, because once again we did that with that step. You're just going to kind of feel their hocks, okay? And do that with each foot. So you just take your thumb and rub the hock of the foot, and as always, start with the side closer to the judge. Then we're going to check the toenails on the hind legs, all right? So just once again, move the fur back and check each individual toenail. As always, take your once you check all the toenails on the hind legs, you're then going to check the gender or sex of your rabbit. So to do that, you kind of scissor the tail, and you use your thumb to pinch back at their genitals. And once you check what sex your rabbit is, you are then going to keep your fingers scissored with the tail, and you're just going to run the length of the tail, okay? So once again, you're going to scissor the tail, check the sex of your rabbit, and while you're still scissoring the tail, you're just going to run the length, okay? Once you're done with that, you are done with your, you are complete with having your rabbit flipped over, so you can flip them back over. And once we do that, we're going to make sure that tail placement is correct, so make sure that the tail is out and not tucked under the rabbit. You're then going to check ear placement. Once again, I'm working with a lop, so I'm just going to kind of tap their ears forward like that. For breeds with erect ears, you can kind of tap them forward. Just make sure that they have proper ear placement. Once you do tail and then ear placement, you are then going to check for meat quality. So you're going to take one hand and squeeze at their hindquarters. midsection, and shoulders. Alright, so once again, you're just going to take your hand and squeeze at the hindquarters, midsection, and shoulders. Once you do that, you're going to check fur quality. Now, there are 4 different fur types. For normal and satin breeds, all you have to do is take your hand and rub against the fur and then rub back. For Rex breeds, breeds that have Rex fur, you're just going to take your hand and kind of just grab the rabbit. You're going to check for fur resistance. Once again, the way I always describe this kind of stuff is firm but very gentle, okay? So you're just going to kind of check the fur resistance. And then for woollier breeds, such as Jersey Woollies, Fuzzy Lops, you're going to kind of just fluff up the fur. Once you check fur quality, you are pretty much done with examination. However, you still need to pose your rabbit. So once again, my left hand's going to go, the hand that the rabbit is facing towards, in this case, the rabbit is facing towards my left. So I'm going to use my left hand. I'm going to reach under the rabbit's stomach. My other hand's going to go under his rump. Pick up the rabbit so none of his nails are on the table. Turn 90 degrees, set him down. Each of the individual steps for posing. That includes getting him in position, setting each paw, setting the tail, setting the ears, and I kind of just make sure that he's still in position. Take a step back and smile. And especially smile now because you guys are officially done with the showmanship. Just one more note in terms of throughout it. Every 3 steps or so, look at the judge, make eye contact with the judge, and smile. Let them know that you're having a good time. Acknowledge that you know that they're there. If for any reason you are working with an animal that does have an ailment or a defect, certainly point it out to the judge. You guys can actually get you guys might be able to get a few extra points if you actually notice the stuff that you should be noticing when you do showmanship. If when your rabbit is flipped over and they freak out and go back up, just once again smile at the judge, take a deep breath, and get your rabbit flipped back over again, okay? I think that's just about it that I have for you guys. I hope you guys do really well with showmanship and especially with fair, and I wish you guys luck.